So I got two things to say to you people. One, it's the 4th of July and we're not doing anything because we're not festive. And we just don't want to do crowds. We really don't want to. I mean, there were fireworks here in Grand Haven, and we saw a sign yesterday that says you could set up your little perimeter with like police caution tape starting at 12:01 a.m. this morning, but not a minute before. So we have a feeling it's going to get really crowded. We don't want that, so we're not gonna do anything for the 4th of July. But number two, we are doing something tomorrow that is a little different and kind of frightens me a little bit. I mean, we're boondocking again, out in the middle of nowhere. Well, somewhat out of the middle of nowhere, but it's supposed to be hot and humid, and we won't have AC, but we'll have nice, lots of open land around us for Penny, and it's like, this will be interesting.
It's not actually boondocking, it's a campground
it's dry
situation,
camping.
but it's a dry camping situation, first come, first serve. So we will see how it is. I'm hoping there's lots of open land because it is the weekend of 4th of July. It may end up being more crowded than we think, but
this campground's been great. Every single night we get to walk out here on this nice path overlooking the Grand River.
And by the way, here's a pro tip if you're ever staying in East Point. In my humble opinion, unless you're paying extra to be on row 1, you might as well just be in row 4 because things get more expensive. 4 is the cheapest, furthest from the water. 1 is right here, right on the water. That's the most expensive. But the other 2 rows are in the middle and it's louder and the back of your rig isn't very private. So, I mean, unless there's a compelling reason that you want to be closer to the pool or whatever, just by a few steps, might as well see if row 4 is available. Save some cash and have a site that's almost as nice, but more private and a little bit quieter.
okay. We're at a rest stop. Let's check and see how the new rack's doing.
Yep.
Everything's still where I left it.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yay! Okay, potty break. Back on the road. Go to the potty. First time we've been on a dirt road in a while. So that road got a little bit dicey. We put 4-wheel drive on. It was fine. And now it becomes paved. So Google wanted us to go a different way even though it was the same amount of time, and we decided to take the shorter route. Probably should have gone the original way. This is our spot. It's just kind of open field between these poles.
Well, we are boondocking again. We're at Gary Lake Trail Camp here in northern Michigan, west of Traverse City in the Empire, Michigan area. There's a more legit campground down the way, but this is another camping option, completely dry camping. Both options are completely dry, but this one's out in like a field with just different spots here and there. So we chose this one instead of the campground because there are fewer people here, and if we're going to be dry camping anyway, might as well get some space. And welcome to the trade-off when it comes to dry camping. Wow. Getting into the spot. Those roads really kicked up some dirt. And we have our damage report. This was on our freezer. Right there. And now it's on our floor right here. But the rack stayed. Look at this sucker. It is nicely secure.
We didn't show them how we attached it.
No, we attached it just by buying these little hooks here that wrap around these bars, drilled it into the wall, and well, there you go. It's nice and secure. And by the way, there's something in these bags. There's something in these bags. It's a new piece of another piece of photo equipment that I'm going to try out today. And I'm going to show you, regardless of how it goes, I'm going to show you. What is in the camera bag? You guys finally wore me down. I got a drone. This is the DJI Mavic Pro. For the longest time, I resisted getting a drone because I just couldn't rationalize the cost because I wouldn't use it enough. But one of our viewers actually upgraded their drone and sold me this one, which is their old one. Pristine condition, all kinds of accessories like these low noise propellers and 3 batteries. And with the remote, he had this extended range thing on it, so I can go. I mean, I'm not going to use that, but it's kind of nice to have. There's an app that comes for your phone, and you just control it with this little controller here. So I am dipping my feet into the land of drones, which institutes all kinds of different things that I can do, but also things I have to watch out for, like where I can fly a drone and where I can't. You can't always do that. You can here. We're boondocking, and I went out there for a test flight, actually 2 test flights, and I'm going to show you some of the video and a couple of the photos I got from this guy on my very first flight. So, run it. I think that's pretty good for my first shot. I mean, these things take a lot of practice, especially when it's breezy, which it is sort of today. We're in Michigan, really the East Coast in general, which restricts where you can fly this because the population's heavier. So you may not see a lot of drone footage, and I'm not going to be that guy who gets a drone and then everything you see is just drone. That's not going to be the way this works. I'm going to use this where it makes sense and where I can fly it, but otherwise our videos will be just as normal. So far I like this guy. First couple flights, relatively easy to fly, so I'm happy.
So we're dry camping and it's warm, but you can fly the drone here.
I can fly the drone here, so it's a major trade, huge trade-off. I love the fact that I could test fly the drone. People always make fun of the phrase "it's a dry heat," but my gosh, it makes a huge difference. It's in the 70s. That's it, just the 70s.
It's like 80.
But I am sweating inside because we're boondocking. We can't run the AC. Well, I guess we could if you took out the generator. But suffice it to say, all of that to say, we're boondocking, it's hot, it's humid, but I got to fly my drone.
Yes. And we're super close to Sleeping Bear Dunes, which is why we're here for the next 2 days.
That's right.
But I think we're going to show you around a little bit because a lot of you have never seen us dry camp or boondock, which is what we mean by boondocking. This is a campground. We paid to be here, but there's no amenities whatsoever. So let's show you a little bit of what it looks like when we dry camp because it's been a while and some of you may have never seen this. We do it a lot on the West Coast.
Do we have to go outside?
Yeah.
We have to go outside? Okay, let's go outside.
So when we dry camp, we need to pick sites with full sun or as much full sun as we can get because we have solar. And that's how we can run all sorts of stuff inside, which we'll show you. But that also means it gets warm. So we have all of our awnings out all the way around the Airstream to try to keep as much shade on the windows as possible. We also have the front hatch window open because that also will get some shade. Not to mention we have all the windows open and both fantastic fans running, which we can do no problem with the solar running, in fact. So that is like the main thing for us for dry camping is like we need to find a space with sun because we need the solar. We also have decent internet here. We have our cell booster up And it's not great, but I think we were seeing like 6 megabits down, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So that's not too bad. That'll work for the 2 days we are here, and we're super close to Sleeping Bear Dunes, which is what we were trying to do. One other thing, if you notice, it's not exactly clear here. There are dandelions up to my knees almost, well, over my knees, to my thighs. There's a chance we'll get mice. We don't want mice. We had mice plenty. So the way we prevent mice, solar lights, solar spotlights that we put on 4 corners of the Airstream and light up the bottom of the Airstream at night, and we have never had mice doing that. I am now okay saying that. It's been 2 years. I don't think we'll jinx ourselves. But anyway, we are charging our solar powered spotlights so that we can make sure we don't have any mice tonight. But that's how we boondock. And we're gonna have a happy hour here soon.
That's right.
And for the location, we can do 2 nights. Plus, Steve got to play with his drone. He was so happy.
Yes. As you can see, our patio is completely sun-drenched. So guess where we are? Over there.
We do this a lot for dry camping or boondocking our harvest host. It's our cheese and meat board with nuts and pickles and all sorts of stuff. It's particularly nice on hot days because then I don't have to heat anything up in the Airstream, and we use very little water. So
That's right.
it's like the perfect meal for tonight, while we discuss what we're gonna do at Sleeping Bear Dunes tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
These beets, very, very, very spicy, pickled by my best friend in Tucson. Very spicy.
Wave bye. Wave bye.
Ooh, that's spicy. Ooh. Spicy, spicy, Miss Penny. Some watermelon for that one. It was better, huh?